My fiancée thought she got away with emptying our joint account for our wedding, but her brother exposed her when he thanked me for the gift during his wedding toast. She brought it up over dinner, sliding a brochure for a high-yield savings account across the table. For us, Chloe said, her eyes sparkling. For the wedding, the house, our future. I hesitated. We'd only been engaged for 2 months, and her spending habits had recently become frantic. New designer bags, lunches with friends that cost a fortune. I chalked it up to pre-wedding excitement. Isn't it a little soon? I asked. Her face fell. Don't you trust me? This is what people who are building a life together do. The accusation was sharp and effective. I caved. 2 days later, we walked into the bank and linked our finances. I transferred over a significant chunk of my savings, nearly $20,000. A week later, a $2,500 cash withdrawal. Venue deposit, she said brightly. It sounded plausible. Then another $3,000 disappeared the next week. Caterer, she said, not meeting my eye. Soon came smaller, frequent cash withdrawals from an ATM near a neighborhood I didn't recognize. My trust began to fray. Trying to sound casual, I gently brought up the statements one night. Chloe, this is a lot of cash. Maybe we should track this on a spreadsheet? Her reaction was immediate and fierce. Are you calling me a liar? This is what a wedding costs. If you can't handle it, maybe you're not ready for this. She stormed out, leaving me feeling like a villain. That night, I did something I wasn't proud of. I checked the location history on our shared photo account. Her phone had been pinging multiple times a week at a condo complex across town, the same complex where her ex-boyfriend Mark lived. The guy she swore was ancient history. My stomach turned to ice. She wasn't planning a wedding. She was funding a secret. I wanted to scream, but a cold, quiet part of me took over. She built this lie in the shadows. I decided to let her bring it into the light herself. I said nothing. The perfect stage was set a month later at her brother Ethan's wedding. I was the best man. Chloe, the maid of honor, glowed in her dress, squeezing my hand and whispering about how this would be us soon. I just smiled. After dinner, Ethan stood to give a toast. And I have to give a huge thank you to my amazing sister Chloe and my future brother-in-law, he announced, raising his glass to me. Honestly, this wedding, the honeymoon, none of it would have been possible without you guys. When Chloe gave us that money, she said the $15,000 was an early wedding gift by you two. We were blown away. To our future! The clinking of glasses was deafening in the ringing silence of my mind. I looked at Chloe. Her face was a mask of pure, frozen panic. I glanced at her parents, their smiles collapsing. Then my eyes found him, Mark, sitting at a back table, watching with a smug smirk. It all clicked. My turn to give a toast came minutes later. I walked to the microphone. I want to toast my fiancée, I said, my voice even. She's taught me an invaluable lesson about trust and the importance of full transparency in a partnership. Some lessons are more expensive than others, but this is one I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Cheers. After the toasts, Chloe's father, a man I respected, pulled me aside, his face grim. What the hell was that? He whispered. I didn't say a word. I just showed him the bank statement on my phone, line after line of cash withdrawals. His face went ashen. Chloe found me by the bar, tears streaming. How could you humiliate me like that? She hissed. Me? I replied quietly. You emptied our account and lied to everyone. I took the engagement ring from my pocket and placed it on the bar. We're done. Consider my half of the gift a severance package. I walked out and never looked back. Ethan called the next day, mortified, and promised to pay me back every dollar. He did. A mutual friend eventually told me the whole story. It turned out that Mark had lost his job, and she had been secretly supporting him financially. She used the money from our joint account, mostly my savings, to pay for his rent and expenses. She knew I would notice large amounts of money disappearing, so she invented a cover story. By telling me the cash was for wedding deposits, and by giving a large sum to her brother as a gift, she created believable reasons for the withdrawals. In reality, she was draining our future to fund her past. She was a thief who used the promise of marriage as a distraction.